Romans 1:16, unashamed of the gospel, for it's the power of God unto salvation. He knew that even for the most saintly of saints, the gospel is wholly relevant and vitally necessary, day in and day out. This means that heralded preachers need the gospel just as much as hardened pagans. In this book, The Gospel for Real Life, Jerry Bridges picks up on this theme, that Christians need the gospel just as much as non-Christians, by explaining how the spiritual poverty in so much of Christian experience is the result of inadequate understanding of the gospel's depths. The answer isn't to try harder in the Christian life, but to comprehend more fully and clearly Christ's incredible work on the cross, and then to live in a more vital awareness of that grace day by day. The main problem in the Christian life, in other words, is not that we don't try hard enough to be good. It's that we haven't thought out the deep implications of the gospel and applied its powerful reality to all parts of our life. Sadly, many Christians have come to believe that the key to deeper spiritual renewal and revival is working harder. The truth, however, is that real spiritual growth happens only as we continually rediscover the gospel. But now you're thinking, is all that in the book of Jonah? Seriously? After all, not only is Jonah almost the smallest of the Old Testament books, but its familiar story seems a bit bizarre at best. The main character, in terms of the stature and reputation, probably ranks well below your favourite Christian's cartoon character. You're also wondering, what could a fish swallow's man story possibly have to do with the gospel, with being surprised by grace? Let me encourage you first to toss the notion that Jonah is primarily a story about a man gulped down by a fish. Instead, as we'll see, it's a story that essentially reveals God's heart and ours. What we discover about both is often startling, sometimes uncomfortably so, and perhaps no other story in the Bible sets the two in such explicit contrast.